Hello everyone. In this session, we're going to be taking a look at migrating an IPAM database and delegating IPAM administration. When we provision IPAM, we have a choice of selecting a database. We can either select the Windows internal database or Microsoft SQL Server. The WID, Windows Internal Database, is your default database. If you don't have an SQL database in your organization, you can choose the WID database. But you might want, for some reason, after you have chosen the Windows Internal Database, to migrate to the SQL database. Maybe the WID database is no longer what you need to work with. Maybe you want a larger database to work with. And to do that, Microsoft allows you to migrate to the SQL database. Before you start moving the database from the internal database SQL, you might want to run the commandlet get IPAM database, because this shows you the current configuration of your database. You can see here we have database type, we have the path for the database, we have the database name, and we have the database authorization type, which is Windows. To move that database or migrate that database, we're going to be using the Move IPAM database commandlet. An example of that commandlet would be Move IPAM database, database server IPAM1, database name IPAM-DB, database port 1433, database authentication type Windows. That commandlet will create a new IPAM schema and will copy all the data from your existing IPAM database. In order to verify that you have been successful in migrating the database, you can run the command get IPAM database, and that command will now show that the database is running SQL instead of WID. You might want to shut down all the IPAM clients before you actually migrate the database. We now want to turn our attention to delegating IPAM administration. IPAM sets up some security groups when we have installed IPAM, and these security groups isolate and restrict the permissions available to different sets of IPAM administrators and users. The installation process, as we said before, creates local security groups on the IPAM server. These groups provide permissions required for administering and using the multiple services employed by IPAM. For example, IP lease audit collection could be restricted to a specific set of administrators only. It is possible to display MSM configuration data to all DHCP users, while MSM configuration rollout itself may be restricted to only a relevant subset of administrative accounts. Let's take a look at the groups that we have for IPAM delegation, the administrators group. With this group, the administrator can view all of IPAM data and manage all of IPAM features. Then you have the IPAM ASM administrators group. And this group can manage the IPAM address space, that is IP address blocks, ranges, and addresses. Then you have the IPAM IP audit administrators, and this group can view IP address tracking data. We have the IPAM MSM administrators. This is the multi-server management administrators, and this group can manage DNS and DHCP servers. And then we have the IPAM users. The IPAM users can view information in IPAM, but they cannot manage IPAM features or view IP address tracking data. Let us take a look at these groups on the IPAM server. To access the IPAM groups, we're going to click on Tools, Computer Management, Local Users and Groups, and then click on Groups. And we can clearly see here the different IPAM groups. We have IPAM Administration, we have IPAM ASM, we have IPAM IP Auditors, we have IPAM MSN Administrators, and IPAM Users. We're going to click on IPAM Administrators, and we can see the IPAM Administrators box open and the description for the IPAM Administrators. And remember, we said that the IPAM administrators have the privilege to view all of IPAM data and perform all of IPAM tasks. Let's click on OK. Let's click on the one below, the IPAM ASM administrator. And those administrators, the ones who are placed in that group, they have the privilege of performing IPAM common management task and IP address space task. We can just click here so that we can see all of the description. Let's click on OK to continue. Let's click on the IP audit administrators. And the audit administrators, they have the privilege of performing the common management tasks too, but they can view IP address tracking information as well. Click on OK. Then we have the MSM administrator, and those are the multi-server management administrators, and they can perform IPAM common tasks, and they can also perform server management tasks. Click on OK. And then we have the IPAM users. The IPAM users have the least amount of privilege. The members of this group can only view all information in server discovery. They can also view IP address space and server management. They can view IPAM and DHCP server operational events, but they cannot view IP address tracking information. We're going to add a user to this group. So we want to click on Add, Advanced, Find Now. And we're going to select Adam. Click on OK. Click on OK a second time. And we can see here that we have chosen Adam to be part of this group. We want to click Apply, and we want to click on OK. So when we install IPAM, these groups get created by default. And how we delegate the task is that we would join a user to the group so that the user can have that specified permission. In this session, we have looked at delegating IPAM administration, and we've also looked at migrating the IPAM database from the Windows internal database to the SQL Server database. This is the end of our session, and I want to thank you for listening.